I've talked about this before, and it's not to sing a sad song, but it's just to tell you the truth. And we'll talk about the Fuentes, amnesty and all this. You did use that phrase, Artax. You did use that phrase, brother. And that's kind of my phrase. You think I would listen to it. But basically in 2023, in July, I believe, I think it was July 15th, somewhere around there, I was going through it. And there were some rumblings. I know about this. Like, I'm not trying to start any shit, but like people were kind of getting tired of my shit. And feeling like I was like, not the front facing thing, because I still had the #2 show on Cozy, right? No matter what I was doing, right? So they felt like, me zanned out of my mind and drunk out of my mind. Maybe we need to figure out something else here. And so I started hearing that. And Milo knew this because Milo was told this. And so he started getting in my ear. And I know he's a homosexual and he's other things too. And I'll leave that for you to discuss. But he started getting in my ear. And I know this is pathetic. This is pathetic to admit, but I've known this motherfucker for 10 years, and I do have to give him a little credit. Him and Medicare, actually, for helping start my career. And so he got in my ear. And at first I was actually just going to leave. I think it was West Palm Beach. I was just going to leave. I was like, okay, you know what? I don't want to cause any problems. I should just leave. And he said something to me that I believed at the time, and I believed for probably a good 6 months or so, that if I got driven out of town, that would be like the end of the Ralph Mail, right? And that was never the case. Do you know how many kind messages I got yesterday? And we'll go more into this as we. I know I'm jumping around. I'm doing the weave. You know how many kind messages I got from Groypers yesterday just about my life, and it's good to see you. And, I haven't spoken with Fuentes. I did send him a message. That's all I'll say about it. Although I will say, I've told this before, so I don't feel like this is out of school. The last message we'd had on Twitter, we talked because he got kicked off Twitter, right? Was him, giving me condolences for my mother passing away in a very thoughtful way. It wasn't like a 2-word, 2-sentence type deal. It was heartfelt, actually. And one of the reasons I say it is because I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily see that side of all this. And that was the last message that I saw when I wrote the DM. And this was last week that I sent that, right? And I won't say what I said, and I won't say what he said to me, except that it made me feel really bad. Because whatever you want to say about the Groypers, these faggot fucking A-logs never gave a fuck about me. Worski never gave a fuck about me. All these fucking losers I've worked with over the years, with the exception of Bibble and Zidane and 1 or 2 others, and of course Nora, never gave a fuck about me. But you know who did give a fuck about me? Not just Fuentes, but the whole crew. And they boosted me up when they didn't have to. And I kind of was it was a good fit because it was so different, right? It's like the Killstream and Catholic theology, right? You know what I mean? That's why it was such a good fit. But none of these people ever gave any fucking care about me in the world. And, A-Log will say, well, they said this when you were going to war with them, and they said this about so-and-so, and who I don't even care about anymore. I do care about my daughter, but, I was saying a lot of shit myself. And I felt really bad about this for a long time. First off, because these were my actual friends. And for the most part, other than the core Killstream people who are separate from Groypers, I don't, there is a different faction. They actually did care about my well-being. And is very clear. You can just go read the tweets. Now some of them are still, that's okay. But I would say it was about 80%, probably a little bit more even positive with my tweet that I put out. And that actually warmed my heart. I put out a video yesterday. I probably shouldn't have because I was walking down the street and they want to dox me and all this shit. But like, I don't know how to explain it because it's a nasty business and most of these motherfuckers do not care about you. And they cared about me, and not because, obviously they got other people, right? Like, they cared about me because of the entertainment, because of the fun we had, because of Cruel Summer, because of what we did. Cruel Summer will probably never be topped in the next 10 years in terms of content. And then if you carry that all the way into 2023, 2023, like we had a hellacious time. And I hate to say this because I have my own agency. I still did what I did, but my marriage was falling apart. It was really done, just on its last legs at that point, like no contact and just barely any hope, right? And I was fucked up. And so this guy who knew that, and he's really good at this, I'm giving him a compliment. This guy who knew that said, get off the sinking ship. They can't treat you like this. What? Like, we go back 10 years. You gonna let a legend like yourself be treated like this? And I'm susceptible to that type of motivation or demotivation, however you want to put it. And, what happened. And I've talked about it before. And it was definitely, talked about and done in a flamboyant way, that's for sure. But I feel bad about it now. I felt bad about it like really right after too, and then we went on the run. Once you commit to something, well, you can't stop, right? But well, I guess you could, but that's the whole thing there. And I said this to somebody on Twitter, and they said, "Well, can we get a Ralph amnesty?" Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's his thing. He did say amnesty for everybody. I don't hold him to it though. In my case, because it really was a pretty personal betrayal, and I've been personally betrayed just this last fucking week in a way that probably wouldn't be a lot of forgiveness there either. And I am just speaking honestly about the whole situation, and I definitely regret it. You can't take it back. When something goes down, it goes down. But you look at a Mersh and you look at a Fuentes, and I don't think there's really any comparison in talent and generosity for that matter, and just good content that we've done together. And the whole thing just sucks for me. And I'm sure it didn't feel good for him either at the time. And so I've said this on Twitter, but I apologize to him. I apologize to Black Swan specifically because I talked to him a lot. Wurzel Root, even though Milo that was a fail that Milo put out, I believe there. But and whoever else was affected, like I can't even go through all the names because I just don't, like, it was 2 years ago, right? But I apologize for my role in that. I've said that on Twitter. I've said it on this show. But I think that now that it's being talked about a little bit, it's probably better to talk about it, fully again. So, I wouldn't ever expect to be like an inner circle guy or anything. I never really was fully, right? Like I was kind of always, it's the Killstream, and Fuentes was on all the time. We were having fun, but like I wasn't the guy like maneuvering and all this stuff. Yeah, I heard things, but like that wasn't me. That's why when, when the whole thing happened, the A-logs were like, well, you don't really have that much dirt. And I said, well, no, because I don't fucking collect dirt on people. I mean, so, and now I'm glad I didn't. So that's my thoughts on that particular aspect. And my also other point that I want to make is Fuentes is killing it. And that's not why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I said this over a year ago, actually. I'm saying it because why would you even be going against this guy right now? Unless you just don't like him. Like, if you just don't like him, that's fine. I don't feel that way. And he may feel that way about me. I don't know. So I couldn't really say. But that's my story, and I guess I'll stick with it, and I'll play this clip because I actually haven't heard it because I know I'd watch it on air.
Any past beef, anybody that, look, if you didn't know the score over the last 10 years and you tried to mess with me, I will grant clemency. And by that, I mean I will be gracious. Anybody that wants to unite for the sake of America first, it might be uncomfortable, it might be awkward. There's going to be a lot of water under the bridge, but I'll unite with anybody that will put America first. I'm open to that. I'm open to conversations. I'm open to debates. I'm open to alliances. I'm open to working together, squashing past beefs, forging new alliances, even if it's, like I said, maybe we don't agree 100%. That's how it has to be. And I'm willing to work with other people. I didn't get to be ostracized because I was a bad guy. I got ostracized because I was ahead of the curve. And if people are coming around now, if people are getting on the right side of history, I welcome them. I welcome them with open arms. And I would say we have a really good shot at winning. We have a positive vision. We want to put America first. We don't want to hurt anybody. We want justice. We want what's right. We want what's ours. And I think that if people follow their conscience and do the right thing, we have a chance at saving the country. But if people are still working for Ben Shapiro, if people are still being petty, people are still qualifying every word, people are still playing it safe, making it about Republicans and Democrats, it won't happen. We have to get serious. So.
And that's the clip, and I don't disagree with a single word that he just said. So, I still like a lot of these guys. Like I said, my mentions were filled. There were, maybe 20% still mean, but that's okay because I wish them well too. But, I somebody said, bro thinks he's on the team. I was on the team before you even knew there was a team, brother. And I don't say that to be rude, but like I literally was. So, I don't know how else to put it, but I would totally co-sign every word and am totally co-signing every word he said. I don't know if, I'm included in that. I know there were some comments made a few weeks ago or whatever, which I also took in stride. Like I didn't come out here and rage and do anything. Because I understood what he said. He wished me well and said, well, there's some things here that, I can't co-sign that it affected other people, which I understand. Because there's some things that's affected other people in my life that I would have rather let go, but just, couldn't bring myself to do that. And I think what he's doing here is actually showing real leadership, whether I'm included or not. And people can disagree with that. They can love that. They can call me a faggot if they want, whatever. But I think it takes a big man to say what he said. I meant every single thing I said on Twitter, and I guess I could read this. I just basically told you the long version. I'm genuinely sorry for all that went down. Me and this guy, best day on air ever, and this is true, was seeing Worski get destroyed in 3 seconds. People can say whatever. 2022, seminal. Also, it was the year they really tried to ruin us. And that is the truth. If it wasn't for Cozy, my career would probably be over. And the reason like we kind of all coalesced there, and you know, some of them were dyed in the wool AF. I was kind of like AF adjacent. They wanted us gone. And they damn near succeeded. But look at us now. And I mean us in the royal us, we, whatever the fuck. Not even trying to claim some type of status. And if he had not given me that spot, my shit would probably be over. And I'd probably be dead. If you want to know the truth about it. So I owe him a debt of gratitude that, quite frankly, probably can never be repaid, but I'm doing my best now to just tell you how I've honestly felt, and I've said it before, but how I felt for a long, long time. And I said it last year, I said it even in the immediate aftermath, but I don't know. I like what he's doing. I'm supporting what he's doing, and that's really, what else can I say about it other than that? And, you know, if anybody still has some hard feelings, I'm sorry. If there's anybody that I personally affected, you know, outside of, you know, official streamers and all that, or them too, and they would like to talk to me one-on-one, or they would like to yell at me one-on-one, or they would like to see me make it good for them, right? You know, maybe they feel like I owe them something, and I'm sure I do. I'm willing to do that too, because the same things he just said is the same, basically the same shit I'm saying. And if there's some people behind the scenes who want to reach out and want to talk further, killstreamteam@gmail.com, or you know me on Twitter and you know how to get a hold of me. And some people probably won't like this because they don't like Nick, and that's okay. But this means more to me than coming out here and doing some fucking shucking and jiving. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to speak from my heart. And really, that's another reason I still have a career, because there's a lot of fake people out here. And he's not one of those fake people. And I was reminded about that when I read the message that he sent me about my mother. And I won't read it, obviously. And I don't want to think about it too much because, it will make me very sad. So, as you saw the other night. But those are my thoughts. I support Nick Fuentes. I support what the Groypers are doing. And I, you know, hopefully, you know, the amnesty is good. And hopefully, even if it's not right now, hopefully time can heal more wounds fully, you know, as we go along. But I've always had fun with these guys. I had Nick Fuentes on my show in 2018. And, you know, I am proud of Nick Fuentes and what he's done. And he's one of the top political figures in America. And, you know, he had his own show and all that, but like he came up through here too. And I take pride in that. And not that he worked, he did the work. I'm just saying, I take pride in just like being able to have hosted that platform. And I'm not going to belabor the point because I'm getting close to 20 minutes now, but I wanted to be very thorough with everything I said. And those are my thoughts. And maybe I should take the pledge. Should I take the pledge? I actually forgot the entire pledge. Could somebody remind me of the pledge? So, actually, well, the pledge, NFJKF, you know what? Just consider me taking it. I'm not making fun of it either. I actually just forgot the pledge. So.
Anonymous sent $10. Take me back. Legendary run.
And I'm going to stop it right there, and we'll play your, actually, you know what? Let's see what you sent in, because, man, and those guys, they backed me against some hard-hitting motherfuckers and did not turn on me when it would have been easy to do so. And due to my weaknesses with alcohol and drugs, quite frankly, and women, I turned on them. And so that makes me feel like shit. And there's nothing I can really do about it except say what I've said here today, right? And I hope, you know, I don't expect a Christmas card exchange necessarily or anything like that, but I hope things can continue in that sort of positive vein. So, was this actually on Cozy, by the way? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I can fuck with this.
Good. That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream.
Wow.
But I don't let it get me down.
Not for long.
'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and
A little more sweet.
Look how much weight I lost. I know he can respect that.
And I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. That's life. I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it.
We can't. We can't quit. We can't stop.
It's
in my DNA. What? What?
What about this? It is a gang, nigga, and you ain't in it.
One more sip out of mine, too. I poured half the fucking more than
I
half
still
the
remember all the lines.
My shit was like this.
It is a gang, nigga, and you ain't in it. So,
each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race.
Sinatra's awesome, by the way. Yeah, I love that too.
That's life, and I can't deny it. Many times
You can tell I lost 100 pounds, though, by
my
God.
heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this year, July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball, and
Wow. Can we just...
Keno check? Can we get a Keno moment check?
Thank you for watching this clip. This is Perspicacity. Remember to like and subscribe.